we share so many properties with the ground. We share so many properties, like chemical properties and parts of our chemistry that is so aligned with plants and with the earth. It makes sense that when you connect with these things, you're fueling yourself in a way that you haven't in some time. And when you consider that all of our shoes used to be made of skin and leather and things that like conducted electricity, and now they're all made of plastic and rubber, you think about the disconnect we have with the planet that our ancestors had. It makes sense that there's been a teetering, so to say, of peace. And just like any good medicine, when you get it at first, it kind of tastes funny, especially if you haven't had it in a while. And even when you have just a little bit of it, you start to feel something. But you think about how many people are disconnected with themselves. They might have a ton of aches and pain, and they take an ibuprofen and feel nothing. But the guy who's been really conscious of himself, he takes the ibuprofen and he feels its effect immediately. Well, the chemicals were the same. The difference was the person and where they seated in their own being. So I'm a firm believer that the ground is an incredibly effective tool that I think we should be trying to utilize as we age and as we grow. And I think a lot of people are not utilizing the tool because they don't give themselves the 30 minutes that you have. They say, I put my hands on the ground, nothing happened. It's like, no, that's not how that works. It's a very temporal process. It's a very slow and steady, very elongated process. And you have to appreciate each step and part of the process if it is truly to have the medicine you need.
So how does that work? What's a better way to engage with the earth and with ground to get all those benefits that you're talking about?
So you take off your shoes, find some grass or some ground, preferably some old ground that is not grass we put there. So you might have to leave your neighborhood, unfortunately, and go to a park. But you go and you find some ground, you put your feet on it. And if you've been working in your yard and you've been cultivating your soil and you've already done it, I'm not saying to avoid your grass. I'm just saying, like, if you're looking for it, find some quality ground. Maybe your grass is already there. So you go outside, you put your feet on the grass, you put your feet on the ground, close your eyes, take a deep breath, deep as you can. And then slowly, very, very slowly, let it out and open your eyes. Now, if you take this deep breath and you have not been breathing for quite some time, chances are you might get a little lightheaded. So you might want to have some cushions around, or at least a buddy to stabilize yourself. But once you've let out that breath, look around you and just stop for a moment and think about what you see. And as you make the circle, right? Because it's one thing to stop right here and take this picture, but take a full panoramic view, very slowly taking in all of the things you see, and then put your hands on the ground and do it again. And man, you are going to find that the energy inside you, the synergy inside you, the nuances in the things in the distance and the things up close that start to stand out to you are going to be pretty amazing, especially if you've done it long enough to get yourself to ignore your cell phone, to forget about the idea of the deadline or how much money you owe for whatever it is. If you can do that for a moment, the clarity that comes makes all of those other things easier to deal with.